Supercoach for round 16. Very exciting that first time for the year we are in the top 1,000. It has taken the full 16 rounds, but we eventually got there, and very exciting news there. 939 is where we're at. 15 trades remaining. Team value is at the highest it's ever been, at 15.3 million. So yeah, plenty of things to be happy about in this one. Let's go and have a look at how the squad went. So we've got here, really, it started pretty well. We had Joey Manu as our vice captain, and we decided to take his loop. Turns out that, Hines, my captain, ended up at 129, so we did miss out on 12 points, but that's fine, really. It was him. Gutho was the other option that people were having as their vice captain, and that worked out great as well. But really, the captaincy, the vice captaincy didn't really matter too much if you picked one of those three guys in that one there. My trading this week of Ponga was really, really good at 95, so very, very happy with him. Turpin now, I grabbed him 2 weeks ago and he's hit me a couple of 50s in a row, which means he's up about 100k. Awesome news for him. We needed him, obviously, with Jeremy Marshall-King out, and the big hope this week is that Jeremy is back in this one. We had Brandon Smith in there with, Billy Smith in there with 38. He ended up being one of our playing players. We had 15 and we took Billy's 38 over Garrick's 26. So yeah, a few extra points on that one. Nothing crazy, but we really don't want him in our side any further. He was a bit of a mistake, but I know a lot of people are seeing it that way as well. We had Clint Gutherson was next at 132. It was obviously great, and he's been a terrific purchase for us. We grabbed him a long time ago, probably about round 7 or so, and he's been great ever since. I think we've just had the one low score from him in that time. Hopgood, the 96 with his try, was great. I ended up grabbing Taniela Paseka last week, and a 52, a bit lower than what he had been averaging. He had a bit of a shocker, to be fair. He had a bunch of errors, and nothing really went his way on that one. He'd make a really good 20-meter run. He'd sort of make 10 post-contact meters, and then end up losing the ball, or get stripped out or whatever, and loose carry, that kind of take there. But hopefully a better score from him this week. We'll be playing him. Bull the 43. Yeah, he's lowest score in a while, guys. There's obviously plenty of conjecture around trading him this week, and I can see merit in both. Have a look at your round 19 numbers, and then really make your decision on there. If there's a center wing, a fullback, a 5'8", something like that, where you can move Ponga around, these types of things, then potentially he is a trade. But I think I'm likely going to be holding him and just using a couple of trades this week, which I'll show you in a sec. We had Hines there, and then we finished off not great, to be honest with you. I had Preston and Ockenbaugh. Not great. End up having to take Ockenbaugh's 30 with Paul Alamotti playing as well, so he went really low with 24. We had Garrick at 26, so Ockenbaugh was the next lowest at 30. Preston the 47 after his massive score last week. Ronnie Mulatalo, a lot of people brought him in this week as their kind of big dog. He scored a try. 60 was not his best, but you'll take it for sure. You can tell here I've obviously got a bunch of guys that are going to be out next week. The Buller, Hines, Wilton, Mulatalo, Preston, Ockenbaugh. I also have... who have I got down here? What's his name? Toby Couchman, the great man. Forgot about him. He hasn't played in a while, has he? But yeah, those two guys. Wilton with the try early was obviously good. So Wilton, Mulatalo, all scoring tries was great. But a really solid score overall at 1,087 to get us into the top 1,000, which we're very excited about. So let's now have a look at my team. And I just want to talk a little bit about head-to-head, because I know a lot of you guys play head-to-head here. And coming into these last bunch of rounds of the bye period, the biggest thing to think about now is obviously getting to the top guns in the positions that you want. So this may be a good week to pick up one of those origin guns that are in a certain position that you're struggling with. Whether that be the hooking position with Harry Grant, whether that be the 5'8" position with a Cam Munster. These types of guys there that they've got through that second origin unscathed. Great news. And they're only going to be missing that 1 to 2 more games. And really, in the back end, the last thing you want to be doing is trading in keepers or having to use trades for that. You want to be pretty well set with your squad as a head-to-head player. Very much a different strategy to that of an overall player. But getting that team set as quickly as possible is going to be great. So you can just use those trades at the end for an upgrade if there's an injury, or if some mid-range guy kind of changes a spot. He happens to be a center and he happens to get a fullback, fullback spot, something like that with an injury. Or they happen to get bigger minutes, these types of things. You can make those marginal trades or upgrades from mid-range guys, or an injured keeper, a suspended keeper, these type of things, rather than having to, in round 20, 21, 22, try to trade in as many keepers as you can, and then a suspension, an injury might come up, and you have to kind of trade on the fly. Head-to-head, the most important thing is just being ready for the run into your head-to-head finals. So just making sure that across each position you have at least a gun in each of those, starting spots at a minimum, and then looking for the next 3 to 4 guys on your bench, and hopefully by the point of the next few rounds, you're sitting there with sort of 18, 19, 20 really, really gun players, and then you're just making small changes here and there as you go. So that's where we're at there. So let's have a little deeper dive into my squad there, and very happy they got Jeremy Marshall-King back. Awesome work. The 2 trades that I've actually made this week, guys, seems pretty cool. I had a couple hundred in the bank, and I've actually brought in Adam Fanua-Blake, and I feel like he was a really solid upgrade. He's about 100k cheaper than Tino at the moment. He's going to play more games over this time period, and I think that's going to be great. Obviously, his base stats and his minutes played have been awesome, and then has that potential for a try score, especially against the Dragons this week. So Fanua-Blake comes in for Jade Knockenball. I moved... who did I move down? Tarpanay. Moved Tarpanay down to the 2RF because I didn't have enough players for this week in the 2RF with Wilton, with Preston. And being able to get Ockenbaugh to Adam Fanua-Blake meant I did have to do a small downgrade, and that was down here in my centre position. And I did actually bring in Valence Tafade there. I think he will play enough games. It's going to be on and off. Hopefully, he is there for round 19. If you do listen to NRL Physio, I'm part of his Patreon. He's just saying there that it sounds like Brenko Lee. We should find out in the next couple of days. And if it is a 1 week injury, then maybe I avoid Tafade and I make a different trade to get to be able to get Adam Fanua-Blake in and make that improvement. But at the moment, it seems like Brenko's has a high ankle sprain, most likely. So the club hasn't announced anything yet. Brian said just watching it very much looked like a high ankle sprain, and he's nowhere to be named and not even close this week. So that's that there. But let's go through my squad and where it's at heading into round 17 and really the quality that we've ended up with. I believe we have, after those 2 trades, we have the 18, and that means not playing Valence Tafade in that one. So we'll leave him out and we'll play all of the other guys, which is going to be cool. So looking from top to bottom, Turpin, the tackle bot man, at least another week with 80 or close to 80 minutes, you'd imagine. So close to that 45 to 55 range. Jeremy Marshall-King hopefully back to some better health and gets through the full 80 and can put on a try assist like he had been for a long time. Horsburgh won't be my captain. I haven't changed that yet. Trying to work out what's going to be the fallout of all the Origin stuff. Really, the only one I have to worry about in this team, thankfully for me, is Mitch Moses. So he's the only one that actually is playing Origin, and he looked like he got through unscathed. They play late on Sunday, so I'm pretty sure he'll back up. And if he does, then he's going to be my half. If he doesn't, then he may be traded out, and I'll make that trade instead of Adam Fanua-Blake. I'll get a Sean Johnson or something like that. But we'll work out captaincy very shortly. Paseka there, Fanua-Blake, Welch. They're my 4 options in the front row forward. And then we've got Hopgood, Harris, Tarpanay, which is great. And it means I get to keep Preston and Wilton. I can make decisions on them. They're kind of those borderline half a keeper, could be better. Same with Tohu Harris, Preston, Wilton. They're all kind of similar there. Tarpanay, I suppose they're all averaging about the same, aren't they? So that's that there. Moses and Hines. So we'll keep hold of Hines now. Moses hopefully does back up. As I said, if he doesn't, we'll move him on. Ponga there is in a great position. He's making plenty of cash at the moment. He was good. Cody Walker returns, which is awesome. I feel like I've managed to keep majority of my keepers there. And the team value of 15.3 just allows you so much more room to move there and get things right. Mulatalo, Alamotti, and Valence. I decided to move on from Billy Smith rather than Alamotti just because I'm looking at round 19 and I don't need the player this week. I actually have a lot of players from round 19. After these 2 trades, I believe I have 16 players available for round 19. So it does allow me to make a few moves. If there is someone next week, I want to get them in for that one really good score in 18. And they don't play 19. That could be fine as well if I want to. Or I just play a super strong 16, 17 in round 19 and really make bulk rank. So the goal this week is to really get pushed forward, but hopefully after round 19, that's 3 rounds away, I'll be somewhere in the top 4 to 500. I think should be the case with the amount of trades I have left, with the squad that I'm sending out this week. I think there are going to be teams out there that play with 16 or a pretty weak 16, where my weakest player is going to be Turpin, or if I choose to play Tafare there. So holding Bulla as well is going to be helpful. So in round 19, I think that they've got a couple of pretty solid matchups and he'll be able to do a solid job. But yeah, Jermaine Asako, Garrick, Johnson, Manu, all in that good position. I'll play around with my vice and captaincy soon. And then Gutho, obviously in that great position there at fullback with Bullet there as well. So yeah, let me know where you guys are at in terms of your trades at the moment. So yeah, 15, 13 after this week will leave me with 2 boosts available as well. So likely, I think that round 20 will be a boost week for me. Probably the only one. I might end up leaving one on the table, to be fair, to be honest with you. I think that might end up being the way that this goes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on where you're at the moment with your squads. Yeah, just wanted to really kind of just I actually just got the new computer, guys. You might see me with the scrolling and stuff like that. I got the Mac, so yeah, it's gonna have a little play around with all this. So thank you for watching this one. I hope it sounds good, and I hope you got a little bit out of that, obviously for head to head, but also for classic overall as well. Good luck in round 17, guys.